With a global supply chain and an ambition to lead change at scale, this company has taken bold strategic steps in their planning journey. By combining powerful systems with insight-driven processes, they've created real impact across their operations and continue to raise the bar for modern supply chain planning. So if we had a drum roll, it would be now, and I say the winner is IKEA. Let's give it up for IKEA. And here to accept the prize on behalf of IKEA, it's Srinivas Gayala and also Hagen von Pedersdorf. Please come closer here. Thank you for coming and representing IKEA, and congratulations on behalf of IKEA. I just thought that I would sort of ask a few questions just to understand how this success journey has actually happened, and what advice, we have a whole room here of supply chain leaders and founders, what advice would you give to others sort of starting a similar transformational journey? What are sort of the key components?
Yeah, I mean, I can go, give a try. I think one of the advice we always follow is whenever you do a change, always think of 4 dimensions. It's process, tools, people, and technology. So one will not go without other, and change management is key, so make sure that you keep all these things together and you will succeed.
It sort of ties in a bit to what we've spoken to earlier of integrating all the different silos and that it's really people working together, communication and having, transitioning the management. And what would you say, Hagen?
You should definitely find a good implementation partner.
Like Optilon.
But it's true. Srinivas and I mean, this journey started more than a decade ago, and Srinivas and I have been custodians of it for just a fraction of that time. So it's really, a lot of people deserve a lot of credit for that, including a lot of people in the room over here. So that's, huge credit to Optilon for that.
And the second question was, what do you think companies often underestimate in their planning transformations? Anything that you have experience of that you usually underestimate?
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, I think change management is one thing we often underestimate, and we usually try to, go with faster speed. I mean, speed is important, but speed with good direction is more important, I would say.
Speed and good direction, yeah.
Yep.
Hagen?
Yeah, I'd say for me, it's easy to underestimate the number of stakeholders that you'll find that need to have some say in that process, especially for a company the size of IKEA. It turns out building the models and finding the data is the easy part, like getting the organization aligned and making sure that those models and that process works in place the way it's meant to is the hard part, for sure. And that takes a very long time to get to a stable point.
Well, we must also congratulate IKEA. I mean, it's amazing, always constantly adapting to change and always having transformational journeys and been part of this not only supply chain, but been part of this world for so long. So congratulations to you and your team. And let's welcome up Jens Stenqvist on stage from Optilon, who's here to give you this beautiful glass award.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I think on the picture we'll have it.
And a photo op moment. Synsam is a fantastic example of what happens when vision meets action. Through a focused planning transformation powered by Optilon's tools, they've significantly improved precision, scalability, and efficiency, showing how smart planning can directly support business growth. So first of all, let's give it up for Synsam. And receiving the award for Synsam, we were to have 2, Lena Eninger-Ek and Unni Oldén, and with us we have Lena. So thank you, Lena, for coming up. Maybe I can pose 2 questions to you. I mean, first of all, congratulations to Synsam, and also with the transformational journey and the smart planning that sort of led up to all of this. And speaking of planning, what was your planning process, if we look at it initially, and then how it's progressed, today? What's sort of been the biggest difference from then to today?
Before we had this planning system, we worked in Excel. We had, like many companies do.
Course.
Yeah. It was the forecast, the purchasing to the suppliers, and also the replenishment to the stores. So we used a really complex macro, and since we are opening a lot of new stores every year, the complexity just grows. And sometime in this process, we decided to, this is not going to work, because we're nervous every day if this macro was going to work or not. So that's why we decided to contact Optilon, and we got this new replenishment system, SO99, which has been a great journey for us. And we had a really good cooperation together with our team at Synsam, both in the category and supply chain, and of course the Optilon team with Caroline and Natalie and the rest of the team.
So a great collaboration. And what would you say, if you would pick one, would sort of have been the most important factor for really making your planning journey a success?
Well, I would say teamwork, commitment, and communication. Communication is everything.
Essential. Well, great congratulations to Synsam and to you and your team. And we have a beautiful glass award that's going to be handed over by someone I'm sure we all recognize, Jens Stenqvist, co-founder and VP Sales and Marketing at Optilon. Give it up for Jens. The motivation is this award recognizes a long-standing collaboration built on mutual trust, shared goal, and continuous progress. This company has been part of most of Optilon's journey, so a client for a long time, and their ability to continuously evolve, deliver results, and stay committed to smart planning make them a role model in long-term supply chain excellence. And the winner is Thule. Let's give it up for Thule. And here to, let's get you a mic, and here to speak on behalf of Thule, we should have two, Michael Wallstein and Albin Enmark. Shall we have?
Proceed. No, that's way too generous.
You're so modest. Albin, there should be two. Morality support. So Michael and Albin, if we can just give Albin one of those hand mics, if someone could just reach that one to me. Thank you so much. Perfect. That's for you. First of all, congratulations. And I just thought also, come a bit closer, two questions, just to sort of, if we look at supply chain, where do you see your supply chain planning? How is this going to evolve? I mean, now you've really been credited for doing the smart planning. And how do you see this evolving in a short phrase? Michael.
Yeah, I think given the challenges that most of us are aware of, that all of us face to varying degrees over the past years, I think bringing back a lot of our replenishment closer to our European center of where we are operating from. So that is one area where we are probably seeing most of the changes. And then the big uncertainty, and that is the last point on the agenda today, is obviously the impact of US, because we are also heavily involved in US.
Of course.
And there's always options for us to move certain parts of our production also into the US region directly.
So this sort of globally local, in a sense.
And I also think that, I mean, we have these incredible tools within supply chain, and we have been working with them quite extensively for a long time.
Yeah.
But I think one thing that is on the horizon here is to make that more visible and more accessible to the other parts of the organization, so like product management and sales.
And once again, it seems a bit of a theme that we've had during today, that, you know, these silos, you connect them together, you say, you know, sales and supply chain, and really the effectiveness and ROI seems to accelerate at that. We're not going to dive much deep into your journey, but if you look, what change has sort of had the biggest impact in this journey and also on your business operations?
Yeah. It's changing the mindset overall, simply because, like, we work with Optilon and with SO99 for 18 years, so it's a bit like talking back from the Stone Age. Yeah. We've had a very simple planning process. A lot of focus was on forecast, on the single number, and trying to get that one right, and being under the impression that just reiterating ever so often will make us come closer to reality. where more often it doesn't matter how often you try. But looking at the supply chain holistically and accepting that the projections are off, taking that into the consideration when you're looking at your inventory targets and at your service level targets, and that connection, not only looking at the forecast and focusing excessively on those individual numbers, but looking at stock figures and how much inventory do we actually have to carry, regardless of the quality of the forecast, in order to ensure availability to our customers. That shift in mindset was the biggest change, I think.
Shift in mindset and looking at the supply chain holistically.
Indeed.
Albin, do you want to add something to that?
No, I agree.
That's perfect. Well, congratulations. And of course, you're also going to get this beautiful glass award that Jens Stenqvist is going to hand out. Please give it up for Thule.
No, I will.
You grab it.